Hello and welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for your patience. Thanks for being here. And I'd like to thank, of course, Trevor Moore and Blake Lizotte, Michael Amadio for taking time out of their day to be with us right now. I'm Patrick O'Neill. And first off, you guys obviously texted each other, got the memo with the hat backwards or something. The lettuce has got to be out of control right now, right?
Yeah, the hair's bad for me right now. Really bad, so.
Take off the Trevor, we got you up. Take off the hat. Let's see what's going on.
Well, I just showered, so it's not super bad right now, but you should have seen it all morning. It was tough.
All right, let's go. Blake, what do you
need
look
a
like?
chop. I need a chop here bad.
Wow.
I know.
But this is
getting
the
like
tough part.
follow length.
This is the quarantine follow length. And
Exactly.
Michael?
Yeah, I don't even know what it looks like right now. I have my Xbox headset on, so it's pretty.
Oh yeah, we'll get into your guys' gaming in a little bit. Let's just start, off what's going on at home. Michael, I see you right there. You're back in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Trevor and myself were on the west side. It's like 85 today. Maybe yesterday in Simi Valley for him it was 100, which would be about 38 Celsius for you. What are you doing to stay busy right now?
I'm just working out at home, doing whatever I can. I mean, playing Xbox with some friends just to keep in contact with them, and then just playing games with the family. But yeah, like you said, it's so warm and hot over there. It actually was snowing here earlier today, so missing the sunshine a little bit right now for sure.
Let's go to Blake. Probably it's also cold. It's always cold in Minnesota, right? But where are you, in Lidstrom?
Yeah. It's pretty much. It's actually the weather's been pretty nice here this spring. It's been like 50s, 60s. So I've been fortunate enough to kind of get out, and there's got some hiking trails by my house. So my family and I have been out hiking and playing games, and yeah, kind of trying to get all the sunshine we can get while it's warm.
And Trevor's been blazing out here, right? I can only imagine what Simi Valley's like.
Yeah, it's been warm. Been enjoying it, going on walks, all that kind of stuff. So it's nice, and yeah, definitely enjoying it.
Trevor, let me go back to you here on what's going on, right, with some of the initiatives and something that you've been taking a part in. I know Alex Iafallo isn't the only one that's been going to the hospitals. Yesterday, you helped deliver some meals and some sanitizers, other items at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. What does it mean for you personally as a member of the Kings to be able to contribute like that during these trying times?
I mean, it's huge, and I feel really honored to be able to help in any way I can. Went out there and was hoping to maybe try to do a little more, but obviously there's so many precautions right now with everything. So we just dropped off some food and some things, and obviously keeping everyone healthy is the most important thing.
Well, certainly we appreciate that very much, and commend you and your teammates for contributing to the funding of this. Also want to give a special shout out, if I could, to our partners who are taking part, including McDonald's, Popcornopolis, Real Time Pain Relief, and Melissa's Produce. Encouraging to see this happening, of course, in addition to the ongoing deliveries to the essential workers of our partners at Gelson, SoCal Gas, Keck Medicine, and Belfour. Certainly great to see all the support for our LA Kings community right now. Michael, transitioning to the community, to the team itself, when you see or hear that a teammate's relative is directly impacted, like in this case, Alex Iafallo's mom, Barb, who's one of the frontline nurses that's putting her life at risk. This is for Michael right now. Are you players checking in with each other, helping each other out at a time like this, Michael?
I think we're definitely staying in contact with one another. Yeah, I mean, whether it's through video games or talking, or you send a text or a FaceTime call, just to check in and kind of make sure everyone's okay. Obviously, with Alex's case, his mom's filing on the front line, which is a very honorable thing, and she's trying to keep everyone healthy. So, yeah, it's definitely a time of need for us, but it's nice to stay in contact for sure.
Now, Blake, during this quarantine period, the stay-at-home time, the NHL and the Kings, they put together a number of opportunities, such as this Zoom call for the NHL players and the fans to kind of engage directly. What's it been like for you to not only interact with the fans more, but to be able to have a direct involvement in the initiatives, Blake, such as the NHLPA's Frontline First Line? Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, the Frontline First Line is just giving recognition to all the frontline workers out there. I think the NHL has done a really good job of supporting frontline workers all over the country. That's one thing they've done really well with, and I'm really fortunate enough to be able to again help out with anything I can. And like the social media side of it, it's been a lot of fun. I think for people in your mental health has been good to kind of interact and have a little bit of normalcy, I guess. But yeah, having contact with outside world and fans and being able to have social interaction, I think is great for everyone's mental health.
Regarding some gaming, Trevor, you played in a Fortnite tournament that ended up helped raise money for the King's Care Foundation. So how did that come about, and how did you think of getting the King's Care Foundation involved in that?
One of my old buddies from Toronto just sent me a link and said there's a pro athlete Fortnite tournament, and I like video games, thought it might be fun, so I grabbed a partner, and we made it past the first round and made it into the money phase, I guess, if you will. And we streamed the second round, and we had talked about as a team, kind of doing more for the charity and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that would be a great way to, maybe raise some money. We raised a bit. It was great. Obviously, didn't make it to the final round, but we had a great time, and it was a good cause.
Explain how intense the competition was for you during that fortnight.
It was way more intense than I thought it would be. I thought maybe it would be a bunch of kind of guys who played every once in a while, but it seemed like guys had been practicing, and it was fun.
Blake, do you play Fortnite? I don't know if play is even the right term, right? Do you engage in that?
Yeah, I do. Fortnite's been around for, I don't know, what, 3-4 years now, and I think I've played it pretty much since it came out. I've become a pretty big fan of it over the years, but I've kind of always been an NHL guy. NHL 20 now is kind of my game, but
yeah, for sure. And Michael, you and Blake are going to you're repping the LA Kings in this NHL Player Gaming Challenge. So what kind of strategy are you guys are you talking?
I'm just practicing. I know I play a lot more Fortnite and Call of Duty, so I've been just trying to dust off the NHL controls for myself. But we should probably get a game plan in place. I think we're supposed to be playing tomorrow. So.
All right. Sounds like you're sandbagging a little bit. I don't really play that much. No, so you guys, so Blake, you and Michael are gonna play against each other to prepare. How do the two of you team up and play? How is this gonna work? This tournament is involving all the 31 NHL teams. Some have one player, some have two. April 30th, I think the tournament starts.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be playing some of the wild guys tomorrow, I believe. And yeah, I guess Mods and I will team up, and I don't know if they're streaming it through Twitch or what system they're streaming it through, but fans will be able to watch that and enjoy that. Hopefully Mods and I can get some quick chemistry going and pull out a win.
What type of Blake? What type of player do you think you will be in the NHL 20? Since you play it a lot, the same type of player you are in real life? Scrappy?
I don't think I go for the big hits. That's not really my real life style, but the big hits, and I like to pass. I'm not much of a scorer, so that's kind of realistic, I guess. But hopefully, Mods can bear the puck.
Yeah, we'll see. I go for the same type of game. I like to go for the big hits and line guys up. So.
Nice. Trevor, you jealous that you're not taking part in this?
I'm very jealous. I'd like to also go throw some hits in video games.
I can only imagine. I'll get into the workout stuff in a bit. You guys are probably chomping at the bit. But so Blake, you got to say "chell," right? You're is kind of that the expression, "chell"?
Yeah. Honestly, my buddies and I probably since like 7th grade have called it "chell," and then just within the last couple of years, it's the "chell" term has really picked up. So I don't know. It's kind of fun to see.
Hey, Blake, what's going on with the FaZe Clan tournament? It featured professional athletes, musicians, DJs. Is it a bit of an eye-opener, kind of how through video games, kind of everybody's kind of coming together during this time?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's something that's really cool about kind of our time of life right now is with all the technology out there. We have the ability to come together, especially in times of need, to raise money. And it's really cool that a lot of big public figures such as musicians, athletes, famous people are able to come together and raise awareness and raise money for the frontline workers and people that really need it. So that was something that was pretty cool to partake in and to kind of get to know some guys that you maybe not would have connected with otherwise.
Let's talk about some of your teammates and what we've been able to kind of connect with them through social media. Trevor, your teammate Alex Iafallo took a cross-country drive from LA all the way to Eden, New York, which is that's a long one. But he stopped along the way You know, and does this give an opportunity to show fans and people a different side of Alex?
Yeah, for sure. I played against Alex for a long time, and he's always seemed like a nice, happy guy. And meeting him, I kind of had a whole different perspective on him as a person. And him driving cross country and sleeping in his car along the way is just like the perfect way to describe him, I think. And you know, always has a smile on his face. Just a really good dude.
I'll let each of you comment on what you've noticed from Alex during this time. Michael, what have you picked on? You've known him for a bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, like Trevor said, I think it describes him perfectly. I think he loves being outside. He loves the outdoors. So I think he brought his bike with him too. So whenever he got up in the morning, he would go for a bike ride or something. And like, he's always fishing. So I don't know if he stopped to go fishing at all, but yeah, he just loves the outdoors and it suits him perfectly.
I know he stopped by Cal's pad. Blake, were you expecting maybe that he would pop in and spend the night?
That would have been fun, but I'm a little more north than that. But
yeah,
yeah, IFL is a great guy. Like kind of like these guys touched on, just like the ultimate outdoors guy. Like super free spirited and cool dude and easy going. And I think him driving across country and stopping and fishing and probably meeting people along the way is something that is like right up his alley, and that doesn't surprise any of us that he does that on a normal basis. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he sleeps in his truck all summer in the woods. I mean, it really wouldn't.
He's a special guy, and he went to help out his mom as well, delivering necessities. What a year! He's an absolute great player. Blake, back to you here. You live with Mikey Anderson, and we get to watch his competition. I know I've talked to you about him and his brother Joey, how tight they are, but now they're competing against each other. What do you make of what we've seen there, and how Mikey seemingly has gotten the upper hand there?
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Like, I was able to get to know Joey a little bit throughout the year, and the videos they make, like, it's not a show. Like, it's real. They're really competitive, and they get pretty upset at each other when they lose, whether it's who can bounce a ball more than the other, or whatever competition they decide to play. It's life and death in the moment, and yeah, they're an absolute hoot to be around, and just an awesome family.
Hey, Michael, you have spent last couple of seasons with Matt Luff, and we've been spotlighting some of his TikTok on our Fox Sports West social media roundup. Is this just Matt being Matt, or is any of this a surprise to you?
I think that's just Matt being Matt. I mean, I know I've had a couple good laughs at his TikToks, especially the ones with his dog. So it's definitely nice to see, and he's definitely got a good following so far, and hopefully he just keeps on making them.
Yeah, I hope so. They're absolutely hysterical. Do you guys do any TikTok? You building your brand there, Michael?
I have not. I have TikTok downloaded, but I don't think I'll ever start a page myself. I just kind of explore the Explore page and just find some funny videos to give me a good laugh.
I mean, you guys are all in your mid to early 20s. Actually, Mike, I think you have a birthday coming up.
Yeah, next Wednesday I turn 24. Yeah.
Big 24. My God, what are the plans?
Yeah. Not much to do in quarantine. I mean,
social distance.
just gonna have a laid back day, I guess, with the family, play some cards or something.
Nice. So happy early 24th birthday.
Thank you.
Real quick, Blake, TikTok?
Not much. No, not much of a TikToker. One of my good family friends, she's 15, and she kind of convinced me to get in one of her TikToks. But other than that, I'm not much of a TikToker.
Trevor, you could get some solid TikToks going with your family. We read the great article and saw the pictures you guys are working out. What kind of transition to guys, how you guys are staying in shape, because I know you are, but that is insane. Your sister is a personal trainer. You transform that garage into a workout gym. So that certainly is helpful. And also to have your sister Marissa, I believe, is to inspire you to stay in shape, because she'll kick your butt, I imagine. Yeah,
she really does kick my butt, and it's been awesome. Just we weren't really sure, you're not sure how to stay in shape and all that kind of stuff, and then this all just kind of happened, and she's been starting her business. So yeah, it worked out well. And as far as TikTok, she and my other sister, my girlfriend, actually made us do that blinding lights dance. You guys seen that one? I don't know TikTok, but we did it. We're pretty good. My dad was in there.
Really, I haven't seen it, so I got to check that out.
It was a popular one a while back. We were late, but it was fun.
All right, I'll check it out. So it sounds like you're getting an opportunity to stay in shape. Now, I know it's almost 2 months since you've skated. That's my guess, unless you have some secret. I mean, that's got to be the longest in your entire life, right? I mean, I haven't worn a suit in this is the longest I haven't worn a suit in 2 decades. This is insane, right? You got to be itching, Trevor, to put the skates on.
For sure. Yeah. I'm definitely a little nervous to get back out there, and, hopefully you remember the stuff. I've been trying to stick handle as much as I can in the garage, but obviously it doesn't really compare to the real thing. So, but everyone's in the same boat, and, we're all going to come back and work our way back together.
Well, I don't know if you're stick handling as much as Lizzo, the guy. Blake, what are you doing to stay in shape? I know you probably have a stick in your hand all day.
Yeah, you kind of got to get creative. Don't have all I've got is like a squat rack and a bench rack. So as far as conditioning stuff, sprints, I've been pushing my mom hops in our little car, and I actually pushed the car around down the street a little bit.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. You're pushing a car down the street?
Yeah. Yeah, I get some pretty funny looks from the neighbors, and actually a few people like stop and will ask like, "Hey, you need some help?" Like jumper cables. We're like, no, we're good or whatever. But yeah, I think some of the looks, it's pretty funny to see.
I imagine that. I'm sorry. What kind of car is it you're pushing?
Camry, Toyota Camry.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nice. That's impressive. Can we see that on some sort of video, please? That would be important. Michael, I don't think that is a workout that Matt Price is sending you guys to push a car down the street. What type of workouts has Pricer been sending you to stay in shape? Because I know he's probably got some good routines going for you.
Yeah, for sure. He's sending everyone kind of a workout routine, definitely for a lot of stretches, and then kind of just whatever you can do at home with limited weights, because I know a lot of guys don't really have that much stuff at home. So there's a lot of core, a lot of endurance stuff in there that he's keeping us busy with.
So the gun show, is it rolling through Sault Ste. Marie?
Not right now, no.
Not right now. All right. Let's talk about joining the Kings. Blake, I'll start with you. Looking back to last season, college season ends for you, St. Cloud State. You sign a contract. Suddenly you're playing in the NHL. So going through that process, are there any players that you remember who reached out to welcome you, maybe one veteran in particular that you learned the most from?
I mean, it's you have to say all of them. I mean, I think each vet in our locker room kind of offers a different piece of advice and maturity that they pass on to you, whether it's Kopi or Doughty and Karts. I mean, all of them have, infinite knowledge of the game. So I think anytime you get a chance to just be around them, you got to soak up any information that they kind of give off. Yeah, it's actually a little funny story. I'd met so many people that first day. I met Sean Walker twice. I forgot I met him, and I introduced myself twice. I was like, oh man, it's a tough bounce. But yeah, I think with the vets, you could probably go to any of them and they'd make you feel like you're welcomed and you fit right in there.
I imagine that's a running joke between you and Walks then.
A little bit, yeah. We talked about it a few times, but yeah, that's kind of ridiculous looking back.
That's pretty funny. Trevor, not everyone is introduced to a team via trade, let alone while on the road. I know that was bizarre. We're all in the same city. What's the process like? Was there anyone on the team, player or staff, that helped you get up to speed?
I mean, like Blake said, I think it was a team effort, and everyone was so welcoming, and from the coaching staff all the way down. I remember talking to Kopi the first day on the ice, and he was saying, "Oh, I didn't get to catch you, but we're going to get to know each other really well." And it's nice to hear from obviously the leader on the team, and Karts, grabbing my number, making sure I was all good and everything. So yeah, I mean, everyone was awesome for sure.
Michael, what do you remember? It's not even 3 years ago, so I'm sure it's pretty easy to remember. But getting the call up, AHL, NHL, and now being on the other side of it, you see other young guys get the call up, join the room. Do you, or does the team in general do anything to kind of make it easier for a young guy or welcome them some way?
I think just talking to them, making them feel welcome, doing anything you can. I know when I got called up, the older guys were all made me feel like I've been there for a couple of years already. So I think that's just the biggest thing is making the guys feel comfortable and welcomed right away.
Excellent work there, guys. A little self-reflection and the team transition discussion. Blake, how would you rate yourself this past season, and areas that you think that you've improved or areas that you think you can still grow?
Yeah, that's kind of a loaded question. Obviously, my first year in the league, I was able to play 65 games, so I was pretty happy with that. Collectively, as a team, obviously, weren't really where we were at in the stand or where we wanted to be in the standings. So that's I need a lot of work there. But I guess from an individual standpoint, I need to get stronger. I guess from a development point, I like where my speed was at for the most part, but I think the strength piece can definitely get better.
Trevor, we talked about the trade, one system to another, right? One lifestyle to another. So how do you go about processing that your play this season? Is it what your impact was? Do you focus on certain points or anything in particular to evaluate your play?
Yeah, I mean, I had some injuries early in the year, and it kind of, it was kind of a roller coaster year for me. And then coming here, the system was a lot different than what it was in Toronto. So there was a learning curve there and all that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, I think I did all right. I think that I try to stay competitive and do all the things that make me an effective player. But obviously, room to build and always want to keep getting better.
Michael, you were with the Kings during their last playoff season back in 2018. 2 years later, it's a new coach, it's a new system. But you guys all seem to start to put it together there towards the end of the season with the W's. So, Michael, how would you describe not only your own growth, but also the transition within the organization and the way that it's going?
Yeah, I think with Todd coming in, he implemented a system, and you saw by the end of the year how guys were buying into it. It was definitely a little bit of a learning curve for all of us at the start, but I think it was starting to click for us when we were going on that win streak at the end that unfortunately got cut a little short.
I think it was during the last Zoom call with the assistant coaches with Jim Fox. It was Bill Ranford. He termed Todd the Hammer. Sound about right?
Yeah, he definitely makes you accountable for everything, and doesn't matter who you are or what you've done. He makes sure everyone's accountable for what they're doing out there.
Blake, for most of the season, you were one of the younger guys, but now you got Cal and Gabe, even your roommate Mikey Anderson. What was the transition like for you? How do you see that growing moving forward with the team?
Yeah, especially where we're at now with a lot of young guys in the room. Everyone on this video call, kind of key pieces to our future. So it's kind of fun to build relationships with guys that you're hopefully going to play with for a while and hopefully win some Stanley Cups with someday. So it's been fun to get to know the younger guys and be able to kind of come together and push each other and ultimately each day just push each other to get better. So that's been a lot of fun.
Trevor, back in 2012, you were a Kings fan going to the Stanley Cup final. Now you're in the same locker room with a lot of the guys that won that Stanley Cup, and there's probably a lot of fans that are jealous of you. What's it like to go from a fan to be an actual member of the organization?
It's surreal for sure. You grow up watching that team and you idolize those guys and all that kind of stuff. But I think once I kind of made it to the NHL and Toronto, all that kind of stuff, I tried to put all the fandom kind of behind me and try to act like I was, part of it best as I could. But, when you walk in the locker room and you see guys like Kopi and Doughty and Karts, it's pretty special. And, took a moment to kind of let that sink in and enjoy it. But then, right back to work.
Well, listen, we wish all of you the very best to stay safe, your families as well, to stay healthy, stay in great shape. And I can't wait to see you again, Trevor. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to be with us here today.
Thank you very much.
Blake, thank you again. As always, best of luck in the NHL 20 tournament. We'll be watching on Twitch or Twitter or anywhere. Now, Alex Faust is going to be hosting that. He gets all the good gigs, but we'll be watching on NBC. So best of luck and thank you and stay safe.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. It was great chatting with you.
Yeah, you as well. And Michael, for you, enjoy the snow flurries back there in Sault Ste. Marie. Have a great birthday, and thanks so much, and can't wait to see you in person.
I will. Thanks again, Patrick.
You got it. And thanks to all our media and the LA Kings organization. We wish you all the very best and hope to talk to you real soon.